Hello and welcome to another MCO update on TLT. Yeah, the TLT chart is not yet really in a breakout. The movements are, in my opinion, not clearly bullish. Nevertheless, over the last few weeks even, we continued to look for higher prices, right? And we continued to track this price channel that has been respected for weeks now. Quick reminder, what we are tracking here is potentially just simply a B wave rally, a corrective rally, which now appears to be quite full. I will explain that a little bit more. Or we might even be in a more bullish scenario to the upside. But I cannot strongly lean towards that move to the upside because the price action isn't clearly bullish with all this overlapping mess here. What I want to highlight here is really if you traded any of that on the long side, I'm not saying we're breaking down, but I think we had some good setups. We had a 1-2 setup here. I think we even talked about this 1-2 setup and then this AB setup. And so, I mean, those support levels have all held. But I would say looking at the structure here as it's presented indicates that, okay, either we are really dealing with a super ugly diagonal pattern, which would be the yellow scenario, or we are close to completing the B wave rally. Why the B wave rally? Because if we track this move to the upside, we can label it an A wave, the B wave. The question is even where did the B wave bottom, right? If it was here on the 16th of June, we might maybe see another high. The 100% extension is like a typical target here, $89. But I gotta say, there's no need to get to 89 because I'm not 100% sure about the nanostructures here. They are pretty messy and allow for various interpretations of the wave structure. But I can already identify 3 waves up. I think, though, even in that white C wave, we might get one more push higher. And then how can we distinguish between yellow and white? Well, yellow would ideally push above 89 and then form another 4-5. So there will be another support area for wave 4. But it's not impulsive price action. Please note that this is absolutely not impulsive price action. Okay. And currently the price is still respecting the upper boundary line of the trend channel. Also, I think in the last update, we talked about this descending trend line that's coming down here, which also should be paid attention to. Now, the trend channel itself remains relevant. We can maybe even change it slightly, adjust it slightly later based on latest price data. Might be a bit more accurate like this. Yeah. Also, I want to add support for this 4th wave because whether it's the white count or the yellow count, I can see from the swing low from the 16th of June, a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, maybe this is 4, 5. So what would be support for a 4th wave? The invalidation point in such a diagonal pattern. Let me think. Just double checking something. Yeah, we're gonna change it slightly. Because if this is really a diagonal pattern in the white count, that's fine. Yellow count microstructure would be counted a little different. So we'll focus on white, yeah, because a C wave can be an ending diagonal. A 3rd wave can't be. So in the 3rd wave, it would be an ABC structure, the whole thing. But we'll go with white for now. Allows me to add a support area here to the chart. Because if I have a wave 1, a wave 2, 3rd wave, potentially complete, because in this 3rd wave, in a diagonal, we're tracking an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, and that C wave could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In an ending diagonal itself, for example. Even though here we need to make sure that the 3rd wave is not the shortest, so let's double check that. If it might be the shortest, then we might have to change. No, same length, that's fine. So let's add support for the 4th wave. The way to do that is we take the entire length of the 3rd, and then we look for the 61.8 retracement. So this would be the support area. Already reached, yeah. But could go a little deeper. If we compare it with the wave 2, depth and size, then the wave 4 might also go a little deeper or a little wider before we move up in wave 5. So this is our support area, $86.71 to $87.26. This is where we would expect the reaction if this is indeed a fourth wave. Can go briefly below. This is more like an area of interest where buyers normally get interested. It doesn't necessarily mean the price has to react there. It also doesn't mean that if we break below it, something is invalidated. The true invalidation point is the low of the wave 2. That's at $85.80. And to be honest, a break below the trend channel is probably more relevant than a break below this micro support area, because as I said, it's entirely possible the microstructure is a little different. Yeah. Entirely possible it's a little different because of all these overlaps. So that leaves a lot of room for interpretation. But for now, I go with this and I'll keep you updated. That means in the next week, few things to watch for. Support area, $86.71 to $87.26. Descending trend line, dotted yellow line, and then here this blue target zone between $88.23 and $89. Yeah, that's the update on TLT. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.